Four-round bout here between Alex AMPARO and Nick Lavin. This is a rematch from October 17th of last year, a fight where AMPARO won a majority decision, 39-37, and then 38-37, 38-38. A very well-fought bout between both fighters where the action literally did not stop from the first bell till the official decision. AMPARO 4-0 with 2 knockouts from Providence, Rhode Island. Nick Lavin from Shelton, Connecticut, 2-3 with 2 knockouts. He's lost his last 2, which was that majority decision to AMPARO, and he was knocked out by Paul Gonzalez in the 4th round in his last fight in May. Both fighters wanted this rematch, and Greg, there's the old saying going, if you've won the fight, you don't give the rematch. AMPARO gave the rematch. Why do you think he did that?
Maybe, you know, he thinks that he's got something to prove, and, you know, from my standpoint, it's probably because maybe, you know, he knows that he dominated that fight. He probably wants to finish him as he puts him down with the left hook right here in the 1st round. And you know, he probably wants to come out and prove a point. Like, listen, I know that I won that fight the first time around. I'm going to prove tonight that I'm better than you.
And AMPARO did come out and say in a press release that he felt faded in his last fight towards the end, and now he's stronger and believes that he will finish this fight easily against Nick Lavin. You already see with that first knockdown, and now piling on with these right hooks.
As you can see, Lavin doesn't have his legs. His legs are a little bit wheezy right now as he's taking some shots.
And you see Joey Lupino looking very cautiously right now at Nick Lavin as he just got hit with some nice shots there by AMPARO, who has split up his boxing and his conditioning into 2 different camps. And you can see right now he wants his fight bad, fighting in memory of his cousin who passed away this week.
Absolutely.
So he has a little extra to fight for here now.
Yeah, I'm sure he's, you know, got a lot of emotions going through his mind, you know, fighting in his hometown with the passing of his cousin. But he, you know, he definitely looks good thus far. Coming out aggressive, throwing a lot of combinations.
Lavin came out and talked about the rematch, say he's never trained harder in his life for a fight than he has for this one, that he believes he has a sharper jab, and in that first fight he was pretty reckless. And right now, in the next minute and a half, you got to think that this could be survival for Nick Lavin as AMPARO just keeps piling on those hooks.
Absolutely. Throwing big hooks and then coming back to the body. Keeps getting him in the corner of that, in the corner of the ring, and just unloading on him here. AMPARO is definitely stalking him, looking for that one big shot.
I'd like to see AMPARO try to throw something down the middle. If he keeps throwing those hooks towards the side of Lavin, he can just keep his hands up. And
yeah, he's throwing a lot of left hooks and a lot of overhand rights. If he throws that big left hook, then come back with that right hand right down the middle.
20 seconds to go here in the opening round of a scheduled 4 in this rematch. AMPARO getting a little flashy here, comes right back against Lavin. Good round there for Alex AMPARO. From the first bell there, Greg, he was determined to go after Nick Lavin.
He was definitely on the attack from the second the fight started.
He did say that he felt stronger in this camp than he ever has. You hear his trainer, Jose Santos, saying, get back to basics, and you knock this guy out.
Which is, keep it simple. You know what I mean? Keep it simple with the straight 1-2s down the pipe. You know, and not that he's getting flashy, but he's throwing a lot of really wide punches. And it's easy for Lavin to cover those up. All he's going to do is put his hands up. If he throws those punches down the pipe, especially once he lands like a good left hook, if he comes back with that right down the pipe, he's probably going to put him away.
Pat Sullivan and Greg Rebello broadcasting to you here from the Twin River Event Center in Lincoln, Rhode Island. Greg, you look at Lavin's corner now. He's down 2 points to none after being knocked down in that round. That was a 10-8 round there for AMPARO. There's only 3 rounds left. You got to put a little pressure here on if you're Nick. You can't let him go in there and lose this round and go down 3 points already halfway through the fight.
No, absolutely. Nick's coming out, taking control a little bit more. Punching right into a clinch.
This is a rematch where AMPARO certainly did not have to give Nick Lavin. He gave it to him because the first fight was so exciting. Like you said, he has something to prove.
Yep.
If you're Lavin, you only get an opportunity at a majority decision rematch once in your life. He has to make the most of this.
Absolutely. So I'm going to expect him to start to put the pressure on a lot more in these next couple of rounds. Nice body shot. He seems to be punching and going right into a clinch here. Neither guy really establishing a jab. They're kind of looking for that big one home run punch. And obviously, when you're having a rematch with somebody and the fight was really exciting, you know, emotions take over. You get a little bit excited, and you want to knock the guy out, obviously. So it seems like these guys are both looking for that punch. But Alex covering up well, not taking any damage.
Nick Lavin won his first 2 professional fights, lost his next 3. Alex Amparo has won all of his first 4 fights.
Good combination against the ropes by Amparo. Nice jab right into a clinch.
Since that majority decision against Nick Lavin, Amparo went on to knock out John Downey in the first round in Downey's professional debut. Then he went on to win a unanimous decision against Louis Felix.
A couple of MMA fighters.
One minute to go in round number 2.
I'd like to see Alex start to work that jab a little more. He's still trying to land that one big left hook.
This
nice
is a
straight right
situation,
hand. There you go.
Greg, here, where if Lavin picks up the pace here and throws some big punches, he could potentially steal this
Absolutely.
round.
This round's definitely up for grabs. Like we said before in the previous fights, in the judges' eyes, the guy that puts the pressure on in the last minute, last 30 seconds, and a round that's up for grabs is going to steal it. Nice right left hook to the body by Lavin. Amparo showboating a little bit, got his hands down. Throws that left hook again.
See Amparo keeping his hands down well below his waist.
Yeah. But he's still letting Lavin take control a little bit of this round, although he's starting to come on strong here towards the end. He's got to keep doing this.
You see Amparo just piling it on right now. Joe Lupino stepping in right as the bell rings and the crowd on their feet here for Amparo. Lavin obviously thought that Amparo punched after the whistle, but Lavin may be a little lucky the fight ended, or the round ended right when it did.
Absolutely, and like we said before, the guy that's putting on that pressure towards the end of these rounds is going to steal it, and I think Amparo stole that round towards the end with those punches, that flurry of combination.
Certainly was such a close round that where that Amparo had him up against the ropes and not defending himself, he could be up 3 points right now.
That jab out, pop, move. When you get him back, get him going back. He's throwing that right hand. He's tired. You need to pick up the pace. You need to keep your hands up.
All right, so Lavin's corner believes that Amparo is getting tired, and he's telling him to put that pressure on. He's got to start coming forward with straight punches, starting with that jab. He's getting him to move back against the ropes, but he's got to keep coming forward with that jab. But he's saying for Lavin to put those, put the pressure on. In my eyes, he's definitely down 2 rounds to none here to Amparo. So he's got 2 rounds left. Again, like we talked about before, he's got to, in my eyes, he's got to get a finish to win this fight.
Not only is he down 2 rounds, but he's down 3 points, considering the first round was a 10-8 with a knockdown.
He needs a finish.
Sense of urgency for sure here for Nick Lavin. We'll see if the corner telling him to work that jab and work off that jab will be effective here. But Amparo really just controlling the pace of this fight and being the stronger, more controlled fighter.
As Lavin sticking out that jab. Amparo again still looking to counter with that big shot. There's that big right hand over the top, left hook. But Amparo's not being the aggressor. I guess he's content with just counter fighting, which he's landed a lot of big shots doing so. I'd like to see Alex start to put a little more pressure on him.
And when Alex decides to put that pressure on, that's when Lavin's been in his most dangerous state, obviously with the knockdown in the last 20 seconds of round number 2.
Yes, when he comes forward like this off of that jab, that's when he's at his best.
And watch referee Joey Lupino looking very closely here, as every time AMPARO gets Lavin up on the ropes, Lavin almost looks defenseless, and then he's not going to come out of there and swing. If AMPARO can get him back up in the corner, I think he can potentially get a stoppage in this fight.
He's still stalking Lavin down. Seems to still be waiting for Lavin to throw. There's that counter left hook.
See Lavin trying to work inside there on AMPARO, but not getting much luck. Alex does a great job of keeping his hands up by his head. Obviously, we mentioned a showboating a little bit with his hands down by
but
his
as
waist,
soon as Lavin comes in, he picks those right up. So he's just kind of nice right hook to the body. Yep.
And this is where AMPARO needs to put his foot on the pedal here.
Absolutely.
When Lavin's up against the ropes.
Nice right hand over the top. But again, these straight punches starting to come in better with these straight punches. This is where he's going to get him. Excellent pressure here by AMPARO.
And those right hooks really just coming in like
starting
crazy.
to fire back, and then he brings it to a clinch.
Credit to Joey Lupino for staying with the fight here. Joey's one of the best refs here at letting fighters fight, but doing it in a safe way. And you can see last 10 seconds here.
Good flurry by AMPARO as he goes up 3 rounds to none after the 3rd round.
And credit to Nick Lavin for hanging in there. He was getting blasted by those right overhands, and he hung in there, was able to punch his way out of it.
Don't get wild. Don't get wild. Keep your hands up. Protect yourself. Don't drop your fucking hands. Do not drop your hands. You hear me? Keep your hands up.
So AMPARO's corner is just telling him, you know, listen, you're up 3 rounds to none. Keep this fight simple. Keep your hands up. Enough of the showboating and all that kind of stuff. Keep your hands up. Keep it simple.
Deep breath and get your win, because you're going to go eat this guy up this round. You're going to kill him. Straight punches. I want this all the time. Nothing but straight, big punches.
The last round, touch him up, right? Taking him out here. I'm not going to give him a chance,
Deep breath. Deep breath. All right, we got this. We got 2 minutes to pull this off. All right? Don't let him straight punches, low. Go after him, knock him out. Straight.
Corner for Lavin, Greg saying straight punches.
Well, he knows that he's down 3 to nothing, you know, so he's got to be aggressive. He's got to take control of this fight. He has to finish in order for him to get a victory.
And he's going to have to find a way to get Alex to drop his hands, because he said right there, you see, as soon as Lavin clocks back to throw, Alex's hands go immediately to his temples.
And you know, Jose was yelling at Alex to keep his hands up, keep it simple for this round. But again, I believe that when Alex goes back to that jab, he could finish him in this round. You know, when he goes back to that jab, that's when he has the most success. That's when he had those flurries against the ropes each time. Good combination by Lavin. Lavin's starting to throw a little bit more. Good right hand over the top by AMPARO. Here comes again with the flurries against the ropes.
And that's been the biggest improvement for AMPARO, is that right overhand. And there Joey Lupino steps in and calls a fight. Nick Lavin's not happy about it. But Greg, it was going to be tough for Nick to come back and win this fight.
Yep.
Big stoppage there for AMPARO. He controlled the entire pace of the fight, had a knockdown in the 1st round, and completely dominated Nick Lavin from the first bell to the last. Big win there by Alex AMPARO. And that, Greg, is why he took the rematch, because he felt he could do this and show all the critics who said that maybe he didn't win that first fight wrong.
And there's no, you know, ifs, ands, or buts about this. And as you can see, a very emotional Alex AMPARO after this fight. This is a big win for him, and you know, he obviously has been through a lot this week, and this is a huge win for him.
Let's check out the replay here on where Joey stopped the fight.
Now,
you can
see those straight punches right down the middle. So he started with the hooks to the outside, getting his guard up top, and then he finished with the straight punches right down the pipe.
And this punch right here that goes, those 2 punches right there were it.
And it's those 2 straight punches, yep.
And that's a tough fight. Nick Lavin obviously upset with the stoppage. Joey Lupino absolutely did the right thing there by stopping the fight. We're ready down at the center of the ring. Head down to Bill Carpenter for the official time of the stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bout ends at 57 seconds of round number 4. Referee Joey Lupino stops the contest. Your winner by TKO, still undefeated, El Fuerte, Alex Amparo.